Welcome everyone. Another tutorial. Today we will discuss about the REAP version 2. In the previous lecture, we done with our REAP version 1 of dynamic routing. Okay, so there is a little bit disadvantage of REAP version 1. It produces more traffic than OSPF. OSPF stands for Open Shortest Path First, which we will cover in the next tutorial. But it is for REAP version 1 exactly there is some summarization problem which we will can easily cover in our version 2. So let's discuss about REAP version 2 routing information protocol version 2. Okay, first point it is say that it is a hybrid routing protocol. There is some combination we can see in this protocol. It allows classless routing. In case of REAP version 1, they allow classful, and here classless routing which allows subnetted network also. Okay, so it supports VLSN. In REAP version 1 there is no support of VLSN, so here is another advantage of REAP version 2. It is better than REAP version 1 as it has the option for network mask in the update to allow classless routing advertisements. Okay, so the main advantage is that in REAP version 1 we will only calculate about the classful address. Here we can easily calculate about the classless address, and the procedure is very easy rather than REAP version 1. So when we implement it in next few minutes we can see it. Okay, so here is another comment used for REAP version 2, that is no auto summary. So what is that actually? Auto summarization feature is excluded by commenting no auto summary. So it means actually it is used for REAP version 2 and PIGR. PIGR we will cover in the next topic. In the next two topic after we will discuss about PIGRP. Okay, so the auto summarization that keeps the route to the classful network automatically, which creates confusion in the case of multiple networks. Okay, let's discuss some scenarios. Suppose there's two networks and they are on the same network, like class B. There is on the same network, class B. We have two networks and we cannot distinguish which network it refers. Like we cannot say that it is came from A or it is came from B. Suppose here is a scenario we can consider that 176. Okay, so this is a network, and in this network one IP address 76 one, and another IP address 8. Okay, so these are came from the same network, but we have to distinguish between them, right? So if we don't use no auto summary, it cannot say us that there are two different networks. It says that they are under the same class. So when we want to negotiate or when we want to differentiate the two networks parallelly, then we have to use that no auto summary. It can really create a bridge between the two networks under same class. When we implement it, we can easily find it how it works. Okay, let's implement a topology. Okay, the same procedure is same. There is some topology and there is some documentation. You have to do the topology first, then make it right, and then you have to configure the IP route, and you can find that your procedure is right or wrong. Okay, let's draw a topology here. First, we take two router here, and there's switch. For two router, we take two switch and devices. The simple topology. We already saw critical topology in the version 1. There is not so different. There's some basic difference between the RIP version 1 and RIP version 2 comments. When we implement it, we can easily say it. Okay. Here we connected our connection line. So when we finish, we can easily comment the full topology. Okay. At first you have to connect the topology very carefully because there is some point when you don't connect the topology in the right way. So we have two routers, these two switches and four end devices. Now we have to give address, simultaneous address. Here we give the direct subnet mask 192. We already saw that if we give an indirect subnet mask or host, let's say that there is 200 hosts there, 100 hosts, we can implement it. In the previous video, I did it for you. Okay, so here is that. Here is the networks. We have to implement it now. Okay, so the first work we have to do, give our IP address, PC0, 192. And the subnet mask S is 26, so 192. Okay, then give our default address there. Okay, fine. Yes, okay. So in the next criteria, we have to fill up. Here we have to fill up another IP address. So 192. Okay, so we have to use the PC 64, right? 64. That means default. Okay. 27, right? 27 is 190, which is 224. 224. Okay. IP address. We gave 66. So here 67. 27 minus 224. And the default gateway always the same. 68. Okay. So our primary work is done. Now we have to connect the router. So go to the configuration mode. Okay, now we have to access our interface. So what we get here is first Ethernet 0/0. The IP address we get. The default gateway is 1.1. and subnet mask 26 one. Okay, so easy. Just we have to connect uh, the power here again. See that two PC will be connected because we gave the default gateway 1.1 and the two PC are connected to the same default gateway. We have to be very careful because there is switch we used. If there is no switch and indirectly there is some hostess, then we have to differentiate the networks. It is the main criteria. When you work on, you have to look first the topology, what the topology gives you the pattern. Then you work with that pattern. Okay, now we have to connect this point, serial, and there is also clock rate. IP address is common, that is 96, so we give here 97, 1.97. So 7 and our subnet mask go to 30. So that's 30, 32 minus 30, that means 2. 2. Okay. 2. The last 2 bit will be 0, that is 252. And there is a clock rate. We know the default clock rate is 4,000. I wish done for router 0. Okay. Now we have to work for router 1. Same procedure. Go to router 1. We have to first enable the router. Then we go to the configuration mode. After that, we have to access the interface. So what will be our interface? Interface is pass Ethernet 0/0. Then we have to give our IP address. So what will be the default gateway? 165. Yes. Remember 164, 85. 55. So, okay, the procedure will be same. The two pieces default gateway same. So we don't have to reconnect the two PC separately. So now we have to connect that point. This is the serial port point. And that we gave a 97, so now we give 98 here. Our subnet mask will be the same. There is no clock rate. So our topology will be connected. Oh, so here we can see our topology connected fully and perfectly, and our router configure also completed. Now we have to work on the network connection. That is the route RIP version, and we work here version 2. So for version 2, the procedure will be the same. Like in router 0, there will be two networks, this part and this part. We have to connect the network, but we have to connect it with no auto summary connection. That is a key here. Okay, and also for router 1, there's two connections, this port, this network, and this port for this network. So let's connect the RIP version 2. Okay, so router RIP is the, we have to say the version 2. Okay, now the connection for router 1, this point 1.0 network 192.168.1.0 network 192. So we connect that point. So now we have to connect this point. 168. Okay, here I give no auto summary. Okay, because we have to differentiate the network. In RIP version 1, there is no auto summary command, and also the version not mandatory to give that version. Say in version 1. Okay, so for router, second router, send router RIP version 2 network. So what will be on it? Let's see. First router, second router, this network. So what? That is 192.168. 28. Now auto summary. Okay. Okay, great. Now for auto 0, let's check. Let's check the connection. There you can see the connection. Here you can see also for network. Okay. So our topology connects perfectly, and it is done for our dynamic routing. So it is very important to know the basic difference between static routing and dynamic routing. When you work, you can look through it, and also you can find the difference between them. So there will be an online on the topic RIP version 1 and 2. I hope it will give you some knowledge about the procedure of RIP version 1 and RIP version 2. So that's all from this tutorial.